What do an inner-city elementary school, a suburban backyard, the new California Academy of Sciences, an urban church, and a private school have in common? They all incorporate some form of stormwater management. Stormwater management is not something most of us think about in our daily lives, but as more and more of our land is covered with pavement, buildings, and other impermeable surfaces, it becomes a major problem. Excess runoff causes erosion problems, flooding problems, and pollution problems. Pollution problems, you may ask? Yes, when that runoff flows across our streets, parking lots, and even across our roofs, it picks up pollutants. Stormwater is most often discharged directly to streams, ponds, the bay, and eventually ends up back in our water supply. Conventional methods of stormwater management fail under loads seen today, as evidenced by the recent flooding and water damage in the Midwestern United States. Also, California is in a drought and needs to reduce water use. On February 27, 2009, California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger asked urban users to reduce their water consumption by 20%. Some stormwater management devices, such as rain barrels and cisterns, can be used for irrigation or flushing toilets. With filtration, they can even be used for drinking, cooking, and bathing, tasks usually delegated to the city water system. Let's take a look at some things that can be done. We'll look at a range of options, from everyday techniques to larger projects. We'll start by talking about permeability. Saying that something is permeable means that water can penetrate through it. Permeable paving is an option that is available. It replaces traditional impermeable paving materials such as asphalt and concrete with alternative materials that permit drainage. This is important not only because it prevents runoff, but also because the ground acts as a sort of a natural filter, removing and breaking down pollutants. This approach does not reduce the dependence on the city water system, however. Permeable paving can be used for paths, as shown here, but it can also be used for driveways or even parking lots. Some permeable paving even looks like conventional paving. In this photo, the lighter paving is permeable, the darker paving is impermeable. Another method that is easier to retrofit to existing construction is a bioswale. A bioswale is basically a dry creek. The concept is simple. Water runs off the property and is directed into the swale, where it is absorbed or at least slowed, which helps with erosion. A bioswale is often planted with native plants to provide additional absorptive capacity. In a similar vein is the rain garden, which is simply a garden designed to take advantage of rainwater runoff. The difference is that a rain garden does not always have relief to slow runoff, as a bioswale does. Again, rain gardens are generally planted with native plants. Roofs are often the largest impermeable surface on a property. One way to combat runoff from roofs is the green roof. A green roof is a roof that is planted most often with native plants and allows water to soak in and be used by the plants. This is the Nueva School, a private school in Hillsborough, California. There are green roofs on 2 buildings here. The entire new complex is rated gold under the U.S. Green Building Program's Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design program. Green roofs don't have to be on large buildings. This roof is on a small pump station in San Francisco. One high-profile green roof project of late is the Osher Living Roof on the California Academy of Sciences in San Francisco. The 160,000 square foot roof keeps 3.6 million gallons of rainwater out of the sewers every year. The soil also acts as insulation. Another approach to green roofs is to put a park atop a building. This may not look like a roof, but there is a full level of retail and parking underneath it. This roof is the courtyard for an apartment complex built on top. The new Transbay Terminal, a public transit center in San Francisco, will also use this approach. High above San Francisco's Tenderloin district, there sits another green roof. This green roof is different, though. This is more than just a stormwater management feature. The Graze the Roof project at Glide Memorial United Methodist Church is a project to grow food on an urban roof, to let inner-city youth and adults get their hands into the dirt, something they may not often have an opportunity to do. It connects them to where their food comes from, and of course another purpose is to feed people. With this type of roof, one has to be very careful about the weight placed on the roof. The roof structure isn't designed to hold a lot of weight. Twice a month, Glide hosts a workshop or tour on this roof. Now we get on to rainwater storage. A 2,500 square foot roof receives almost 1,600 gallons of water for every inch of rain. This water can be used for irrigation or to flush toilets. If a filtration system is installed, rainwater can even be used for drinking and bathing. People have been collecting rainwater since we started walking on two legs. Although it has declined in recent centuries, it is witnessing a renaissance as water becomes increasingly scarce. The simplest way to add rainwater storage to your property is to build or buy a rain barrel. A rain barrel is basically a large drum that can store water. A rain barrel can store anywhere from 20 gallons to about 65 gallons of water. Rain barrels can also be linked together to store more water. This rain barrel installation is at the Cesar Chavez Elementary School in San Francisco. It was installed by the San Francisco Public Utilities Commission as a demonstration project. It can hold 275 gallons and is made from old olive shipping drums. It is used to water a garden which is tended by the students. This rain barrel is built out of an industrial trash can. I simply installed an overflow and a spigot on the can and drilled a hole in the top, which I covered in window screen to keep out mosquitoes and leaves. Another option for rainwater storage is the cistern. A cistern is basically a large tank that is filled with water, much like a rain barrel. Cisterns, however, are larger than rain barrels, with sizes ranging from several hundred gallons to more than 10,000. Cisterns, unlike rain barrels, often require a permit to install. Many cities, counties, and water districts are now encouraging rainwater collection. This is a presentation about rain barrels at the 2009 San Francisco Arbor Day event, a city where just a few years ago rainwater collection was illegal.
Another very, very neat fact that most people...
Many cities, counties, and states offer subsidies, rebates, or tax credits on the approaches outlined here. For instance, San Francisco subsidizes rain barrels, and Palo Alto, California offers $50 rebates on rain barrels, $1.50 a square foot rebates for permeable paving and green roofs, and 15 cents a gallon rebates for cisterns. There are many ways to manage stormwater. We've talked about permeable paving, bioswales and rain gardens, green roofs, rain barrels, and cisterns. Laws about stormwater differ widely depending on local circumstances. Check with your local building department for information about your area. Many cities, counties, and states encourage stormwater management with rebates and subsidies. A wealth of information on stormwater management is available on the internet.